Well, everybody, nice to see you again, and of course, welcome back. Today we're going to be going over Hunter XP and how to get that up a little bit quicker. So, working on the Hunter skill, we are first going to stop down in Bayrock at the Natural History exhibit, and Orlando Smith is the guy that'll be sitting at the top of the stairs. He'll be kind of just hanging around. And you can talk to him, and he will end up giving you a task where you kind of just run around down here, and you end up doing a few tests just about, well, natural history. And there isn't any loss to this. You can kind of just do it as many times as you need. It won't lock you out. You can scroll through all the options and kind of just get what's easiest for you. And there isn't any worry about, losing out on any of these levels. And while you're doing this, you might only be worried about getting the Hunter XP, but actually it'll give you a little bit of Slayer too. Now, I'm sure there are plenty of people that knew about this, but if you didn't, this was kind of new to me as well, and it can boost you from about 1 to 7 Hunter, or if you were like me and you had about 3 to start out with, it'll bring you all the way up to 10. And 10 is a good starting point, especially people new to Hunter, because it's not really a well-described skill that you are able to kind of get involved in unless you kind of put yourself in the situation to do it. And today I'll be covering from 1 to about 27, and 27 past that, I will be listing what you should be hunting, just so you can get the most out of your XP and the most out of your time, including locations, things to bring, and how it might help in the future. And as you see, we got about 30 Slayer now and 10 Hunter, starting at about 3. So let's take you to the next place. So here we are in Felled Hills. And Felled Hills isn't quite the best area to get started. I know that a lot of people are very familiar with this area because, well, if you played any old school RuneScape, you found yourself in Felled Hills quite a bit, especially since it's closely connected to Karamja, and it's just kind of an easy accessible location. Now, I'm going to be bringing bird snares with me, and this is just for Crimson Swifts, and Crimson Swifts are going to be the red birds that kind of meander around in this beach section, and you can only lay 1 up until you're about level 20, so it's a whole lot of hanging around until you manage to catch a few. Now, looking into it, we have, of course, the Keepits, but as Crimson Swifts and Copper Longtails till about level 12 is the best way to go. And Ruby Harvest and Copper Longtails actually are found in one location together, which you can multitask, and I will be showing that later in the video, but this is the location, probably the best area to be hunting Crimson Swifts right in the beginning. And you just kind of, you wait. That's kind of all the Hunter skill is. It's kind of just laying traps and waiting around. It's not a very exciting skill. As you increase, you can get different attributes that will make things more interesting. And in the shack, occasionally a Crimson Swift will spawn in here for you. And we'll take you and up to about 11. Now, I'm going to be working on this until just about level 12. Now, at level 12, you can get yourself Hunter Potions. And Hunter Potions, of course, can be bought at the Grand Exchange. And you get a little XP boost out of it, kind of like any other potion. You go up a couple of levels, even though you don't necessarily have the required level to do it. So you can kind of put yourself at a higher level without being that higher level. And I will show you probably one of my most lucrative ways at about level 12 to get you just about up to 27. So, still down in Felled Hills, kind of sat around, hunted some birds. Definitely could be putting more time in a better location. This is just where I always went as a low level to kind of get started. And you can buy both a Felled Hills teleport and walk here. It's kind of up to your discretion, depends on how much cash you're willing to spend. But after dismantling this right here, I think there might be a little interesting area down here in Feldup Hills to kind of show you. Now, if you go further south, there is an agility entrance near these jungle birds. And I'm not sure what the agility requirement is, but the fact that it's located right next to a bank, especially with spiny laputas being around here, there is a very, very lucrative way to kind of get all your hides and your feathers and even bird meat later for when you're doing deadfall traps with kibitz. You can kind of just run to the bank, drop all your stuff off, run back out, and do what you need to do. Grab some ruins if you need to teleport anywhere specific. But make sure you check on that agility requirement, just because I don't want to give you any advice without at least me, knowing the proper level. But off to the Dougal Leaves. So these are located a little bit north in Feldup Hills, and these are by level 53 ogres. And this will be used in later quests. Some quests require them. And as I was hunting, I got myself to about level 12, and this is kind of that boostable level that I was talking about. Headed back to the GE, and my magic is high enough to teleport me here. You can bring a tablet with you if that's not your favorite. And we'll be getting a Piscatorus teleport. Some bird snares, some hunter potions, some butterfly net, some butterfly jars, you name it, even stamina potions, because this next little method is going to require you to run around a little bit, but I assure you it is well worth the money. Now, at level 12, you can start getting copper longtails, and copper longtails are found in this little area on Piscatorus, and right next to them, fortunately enough, there are butterflies, and these butterflies are known as ruby harvests. Now, ruby harvests are actually level 15 for the requirement, and with that hunter potion that I was speaking about earlier at level 12, you can boost yourself to 15. Now, you can give yourself kind of an opportunity to multitask here, and when you lay your bird snares, you bring that butterfly net with you, and you run around and catch some ruby harvests. Now, this is just a little example of a little run that I'm doing. Set up my bird snare. There's a ruby harvest. And this is boosting my hunter level, as you can see, up to about 15 just from 12. So I'm not even really supposed to be able to do this yet. And eventually we will catch him, I promise you. And 24. And it might not seem like a lot of XP at the time, but Crimson Swifts and Copper Longtails give you around 60 XP for every bird that you catch. And pairing that with about 6 jars for Ruby Harvest, if not 4, it's kind of up to you. You run around, get 60 XP, as well as around 80 XP if you do find enough Ruby Harvests while you do this. Now, this is the method I like to use up till about level 27, and level 27 will be the minimum requirement that you need to complete the quest Eagle's Peak. And Eagle's Peak is a relatively short quest. I'd say it's like right in the middle. It's not very hard. It doesn't require a lot. It's a whole lot of running around. But it does give you the ability to utilize box traps. And box traps are going to be very important to carrying on. So as we keep working our way, I'm just gaining some levels here. This is the Kibit area, and this is where wild Kibits are found, if you are curious, because there is another method that I do like to use once I get up to about the level 4 wild Kibits, and this will be copper longtails and Kibits. And while you have your bird snares out, you are able to catch copper longtails and use the raw meat to use on your deadfall trap. So it's kind of a mutualist kind of relationship, if you will. You're able to get your XP for catching a bird, and you can bait the next trap for the Kibit and get even more XP. I think it's around like 250 XP for every Kibit that actually takes for the deadfall. And all in all, it's not really that hard to do. I mean, it is kind of foolproof As long as you kind of get your little rhythm going, and there's plenty of evergreens and regular trees around here for you to utilize for the deadfall trap, so it's not like you're running too far to a bank to try to, upkeep on something that might send you running back and forth. And just to the east, there also is the falconry pen. Now, the falconry pen is going to be shortly after Eagle's Peak that we're going to use this. And when we are done with Eagle's Peak at around level 27, it'll boost you to 29. You're going to want to do mossy lizards. And mossy lizards are going to be found in Mortiana. And Mortiana, if you aren't familiar, you will need to complete the Priest in Peril quest to have access to this area. And in the southern part of the swamp, you will find mossy lizards, and that's going to require 2 rope and a small fishing net to set a trap for them. But hopefully it helps. And you're going to do this till at least level 43. And this is just a little method I like to use. I find it's the best XP. If there's something else that maybe you can hunt between this, I'd love to know. But then you're going to want to take yourself to, I think it's dark spotted kibitz with the falconry. And as soon as you get up to dark kibitz, you are going to keep utilizing falconry till you are high enough level to hunt for salamanders. And you're going to want to start off, of course, with, I think it's red salamanders, and keep working until you get up to black salamanders. After you kind of worked your way past that, you are going to start working for 90s. So about the salamanders will bring you to maybe about 73, 74. And after salamanders, take yourself right onto chinampas. And chinampas are going to be great for your defense skill. They're going to be great for hunter. And from there, I'm sure you kind of can figure it out. You just stay there and keep working until you finally get it. And I can't thank you enough for stopping by, and everybody to follow these videos. It's pretty motivating to wake up each day and see somebody either subscribed or wants to stop by again. So thanks, and I'll see you next time.